Hey everyone, Ryoma Art here for my first Fakemon video on this new channel. For the past year, give or take, I've been putting my artistic skills to use creating the Ryoma region, a fake Pokemon region based on all of South and Central America and its history, folklore and wildlife. If you recognise me from my Instagram, welcome back, and if you don't, just know that I've been documenting the Pokedex over there at Ryoma region, and you should go follow me. Shameless plug. I'm fairly far into the Pokedex already, but before you click off this video to just browse the page, which you should still do, just wait till after, let me tell you something. My time on Instagram has been a rush, and it has made me feel beyond validated in my artistic talents. I've amassed a modest but respectable and incredibly supportive following since I started in September 2020, and I couldn't be happier with the friends I've found over there and the progress I've made as an artist. There is one problem with progress, however. My old art sucks. I can barely look back at some of the stuff I drew just less than a year ago. My design skills, while they've stood the test of time much better, are still yearning for some solid updates. And it's clear that the earliest of Ryoma's decks can't stand toe-to-toe with my more recent designs, and I think that few suffer more than the starters. So I want to start over. Today I'll be creating the region's grass starter. We're going to look deep into its inspirations and my artistic process in creating it. I'm super proud of what I managed to come up with, and I hope you come to fall in love with my Pokemon. Let's go. So, the obvious starting point is picking an animal. While I'm under the firm belief that Pokemon shouldn't just be animal with type, starters will often begin this way before growing into something far more interesting. However, that's not to say that there will be no thought put into the theming for this line, present in the base form, as I find the best starters are able to convey growth and personality development from base form to final stage. As far as which animal, there was never any doubt in my mind. Ever since I was a child, my favourite animal has been this, the red-eyed tree frog. Just look at them, the colours are so vibrant, they're beautiful. Plus the name, Tree Frog, too perfect for a grass starter. Finding a way to naturally incorporate the colours will be difficult, but I think it will work well. Let's find out. All starter Pokemon follow a general formula. As Ken Sugimori once said, we assign each of them a personality. For example, we make a cool one, a serious one, and a funny one. While I'm not sure how well those exact set of personality traits will reflect on the fire and water lines, it's clear to me that my frog boy will be the cool one of the bunch. Starting with the jumping pose, I drew it showing its grace and poise before moving on to some other pose ideas. Spoiler alert, I end up using the first one. Some design details I added were the striking red eyes and lily pad hat, both of which will become integral to the design of the final evolution. The lily pad also includes a vine that would allow for some fun attack animations, were this to ever be a fully 3D game. Finally, they've got this little leaf bow tie similar to Rowlet. Why? Because he's a smart little boy, that's why. I find it's not super similar to Froakie, despite the concepts for the evolutions being very similar. So I hope you can open your heart to a second frog starter. And no, Bulbasaur does not count. Foliage, the glinting Pokemon. Grass type. Foliage have distracting red eyes, which they keep covered by their lily pad hats. In the heat of battle, they may reveal them to their opponent to catch them off guard. Foliage may excrete a gelatinous sap-like liquid from their skin. It looks poisonous, but actually contains healing properties for plant life. I'm pleased with how this redesign turned out. Here's the old version, if you're interested. Quite the improvement, wouldn't you say? I also made a little Foliage animation. Just look at him jump. What a clever guy. When moving on to the middle evolution, I decided it was time to let some of that personality development trickle in. This line will be similar to that of the Score Bunny line, starting out as a playful and fun-loving child before becoming a trainee, gaining experience in the field before they can blossom in their final evolution. I think it's a really good way of demonstrating progression in a design. I think I've done well to emulate it. For this line, we're starting at the top with a Mexican-inspired Pokemon. More specifically, these evolutions will be inspired by Mexican vaqueros, as well as their successors, the North American cowboys. In fact, I wanted to reference all of cowboy culture, including the Clint Eastwood type, shootout, law-enforcing, salooning sheriffs, and their deputy officers, which is what Foliage's evolution is. The lily pad became far more like a cowboy hat, and it now has a bandana scarf to hammer in the cowboy theme. It still has the vine, which is positioned to look like a dungaree strap, which a powerful character in a western may have. It also helps to show its stocky build. Don't worry, it still uses the whip as a weapon. I think I did a good job making the rounder, stocky middle evolution work here, similar to Pignite or Quilladin. But you know, maybe a bit better? It's still very inexperienced, but it shows progress on its journey to being a sheriff. Deputree, the sidekick Pokemon. Grass and fighting type. Deputree may be stocky and jovial, but they have a true desire to bring safety and happiness to other Pokemon. They will team up with stronger fighting types in an attempt to learn how to fight and bring justice. Using the stem of their lily pad hat, Deputree can whip its opponents as a method of defense. It is said that the larger the bloom of the lily on its hat, the more proficient it is with its whip. I'm even more pleased with Deputree than Foliage. I think I made its concept work far better here than in the previous rendition of this middle evolution. Amoraka used to evolve from Foliage, but I think Deputree is far more cohesive and solidly designed than the original. Right, it's time for Foliage to fully evolve. Oh, what? You thought Deputree would become a sheriff frog, did you? You thought it would be that easy, huh? Well, think again. I'm still in keeping with the progression of the other two forms, but Foliage's final evolution won't be that cut and dry. Instead of going full shootout sheriff, this Pokemon is more of a lone ranger, a vigilante out in the wild, herding tauros and staring down the opposition. And when I say staring down, I mean it. The main draw of this Pokemon is its intense bright eyes. It pulls its huge lily pad hat over them, displaying them suddenly to catch its opponent off guard before delivering a strike from its whip. This is based on real activity from red-eyed tree frogs. Their red eyes can startle predators when revealed abruptly, giving them a chance to escape, or in this Pokemon's case, attack. I went back and forth on the typing because the vigilante lifestyle is fairly fitting of the dark type, but the potential further similarities to Greninja convince me otherwise, so the fighting type works. It still does fight crime after all. I'm super happy with how this turned out. I think the tattered scarf really completes the look, making it seem more powerful and superhero-like, which is also fitting of the Vigilante title. I wanted the red-eyed treefoil Pokemon to be my dream Mon, and I think, after many previous revisions, the Pokemon is finally here. Frog, the Lone Ranger Pokemon, Grass and Fighting type. Jaded by the actions of wrongdoers, Frog taked to the deserts of Ryoma to fight crime alone. While it values solitude, Frog are extremely appreciative of allies and the close friends they have. The most striking feature of Frog is its blinding eyes. When up against a foe, it will cover them with its lily pad hat or scarf, looking aloof and mysterious. When the enemy lets its guard down, it dazzles them, ambushing them in the confusion. This Pokemon has probably changed from conception to the Frog you see here, the most out of all of the Foliage line. It used to wield maracas and had a long flowing cape. I eventually decided to ditch the music aspect for a cowboy motif, and I wanted it to wield a gun, true to its concept. And originally these came in the form of arm tubes filled with bullet seeds, which I eventually worked in better with Frog's arms in this design, which you may recognise from my Instagram. Ditching the gun was a far better idea though, as the whip works just as well with the concept and doesn't clutter the arms. I also vastly prefer this pose, giving an aura of strength, mysticism and experience that the cockiness of the previous design did not do justice. I also decided on the name Frog, based on a rumoured name for Greninja back in the X and Y days. Hey, if Game Freak won't use it, I will. Frog has a special hidden ability known as Luminous Lashing, which ties into its gimmick of the startling red eyes. It gives any grass-type move an extra 10% chance to flinch. Frog also has a brand new signature move, Startling Scourge, a Scourge being a type of whip. It also means to cause great suffering, which works for an attacking move. It's similar to the move First Impression in that it only works on the first turn of battle. However, it's a grass-type move, and has a high chance to flinch. Paired with its hidden ability, high speed and U-turn, this move would make Frog a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. I'm incredibly pleased to say that this line has become the red-eyed treefoil Pokemon I've always dreamed of. It's made me super happy. And you can also make me super happy by leaving a like on this video. While I'm super pleased with how these guys turned out, I'm not opposed to some new ideas, so bring anything constructive you'd like to mention about these designs and their stats to the comments below. Don't worry, I can take it. If you guys are down for it, I'll be moving on to the Fire Starter next, so if you'd like to go and look at the previous rendition of the Fire Starter, among many other Pokemon, go check out my Instagram, where I'll be posting high quality versions of the starter I drew in this video. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Ciao.